Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of writing to a video file in OpenCV. Today we're going to be adding a little bit more functionality to our program. We're gonna add in a bit of logic that's gonna let us start and stop the recording as well as start a new one. If you're just joining us on this video, I recommend that you go back to the first video so you can get started with us. But if you're short for time, I've also added the file from last time below, so you can go ahead and download that from the link in the description and get started. Okay, well, let's get right into it. If you could scroll down to this switch statement. Right now we have it listening for the escape key, but we're going to be adding a few more cases, and you can choose whatever buttons you want just as an exercise, but we're going to add in an R button, and we can also add in an N button. And I chose R for record and resume, and N is going to be if we want to start a new file. So essentially, when N is pressed, we'll save our video and begin a new recording. Now this value here is the decimal value for the escape key, and if you want to find out the decimal value for the R key, all you do is look at an ASCII table, and all I did was Google an ASCII table and came up with this. I'll put the link in the description actually, but you can just Google it if you like. And you can see lowercase r here. Be sure not to do uppercase r because there's a difference. For r, you can see that the decimal value, so from up here you go down this column and you can see that it is 114. Okay, so we can go back to our program and we'll add in a new case, and it's going to be 114. And head back to the ASCII table and you look for lowercase n, and we can see it's 110 decimal value. So we can also put in that case. Now we're going to add in the code to deal with these buttons being pressed. We'll just say insert code here, and then you're going to insert a break. So we have the basic framework to deal with R and N being pressed. So let's start adding some logic to our program. So we'll have some flags that some Boolean flags. We'll just call recording, and we'll set that to false. So our program will start. It's not going to be recording. And we'll have one saying we'll start new recording. And I guess when we open up the program, we can set that to true. And then go back down to our switch statements, and when we press R, we're just gonna say that we'll toggle recording. So when we say toggle, we just mean whatever recording was, we're gonna set it to the opposite of that. So if it was recording, it's gonna stop recording. If it wasn't recording, it's gonna start recording. And when N is pressed, we'll just say start new recording. What that means is that we're going to say start new recording is going to equal true. Okay, so that all makes sense. We have a way of starting a new recording or pausing and resuming our recording. Let's head up to in our while loop here. We're going to use our new Boolean variables. So we'll say if start new recording equals true. Just do an open and close bracket here. We'll deal with that in a second. And we're also going to do if we are recording. So if recording equals true. So we're going to have a way of handling these situations. So if the user wants to start a new recording, we're going to add in some code here to initialize a new recording. And if we are in fact recording, we're going to throw in some code here such that it does its regular recording functionality. So our regular recording functionality is going to be just we're going to call our writer object and tell it to write to the frame. And as you've seen in most video recording programs, I guess on your cell phone, there's usually an indication that you're recording, and the video itself isn't going to have that, either flashing red light or recording. It's going to say REC in the top corner. Your video isn't going to see that, but your user's going to see that, and we're going to get that same functionality here. So we can call a CV function called put text, and it asks for the image to put the text on. Asks which text we're going to put in. Let's just put REC, and at which point that we're going to put it in, it's going to be the coordinate system for OpenCV. If you don't know already, it starts in the top left corner of the window, and it counts positive x in the right direction and positive y in the down direction. So if we start in the top left corner, we're going to want a 0x, and we're going to want to count down about 60 pixels downwards. So that's positive. Don't get it twisted with negative 60. You got to do positive 60. And font face, that's just size of font. Just say 2. Font scale, same thing, 2. And for our color, we gotta pass in a scalar, and the values go BGR in OpenCV. So we don't want any blue, we don't want any green, but we want a lot of red. The max value for the color is going to be 255. So we'll put that in. And thickness, we don't care about any of the other arguments, so we'll just close the brackets there. Okay. So it's gonna write to our file, and then it's gonna show the user the record sign. If we were to put this above, the recording letters are gonna show up on the recording, which we don't want. We're gonna head up and start putting code in between our start new recording brackets. So previously, we've always started our new recording as soon as we open our program, and we did that by specifying a file name and our 4-character code, our frame rate, frame size, and then finally we assigned our writer object. We initialized it with all of our properties here. But the thing is, if you want to start a new recording and start a new file, this file name is going to have to change every single time. So I've thought of a little bit of a scheme here where we can just assign a number to the end of the file name and just increment it every single time we start a new recording. So it'll be, let's just say it'll be my video 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, however many you want to record. So we're actually going to start out by, the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to say start new recording equals false. Because after we go through this, we're not going to want to start a new recording. And when we start a new recording, we'll just say recording equals true as well. Usually when you start a new one, you like to begin recording, right? And then, like I said, we're going to increment the file name. So we'll just say, I guess, video number. There's 3 ways of doing this. I haven't declared the integer yet, but if you don't know already, you can say video number equals video number plus 1. That's also the same as video number plus equal to 1. And that's also the same as video number plus plus. Now I'm going to use plus plus. Don't ask me why there's 3 different ways to do the same thing. It's just the way that coding is. So I'm going to make this integer value, initialize it to be 0 up here. And now we're going to have to take a bit of a different approach to initializing our writer object. Since our file name is going to be changing every time, we're going to have to reassign all of these properties. So start off by, we're going to cut and paste our writer declaration here. And we're also going to cut and paste our file name. Now these 3 properties are all going to stay the same. Only the file name is changing, so that's the reason why we're pulling it down into this statement here. Okay, let's add our number to our video file name. I've included an int to string function, which just it takes in a number as an argument and it'll output a string. So we'll put our video number in there. And there we have it. So it's gonna every time this gets incremented, we're going to add it onto. So it's going to be my video 1, and it's going to create a video file named my video 1. And next time we start a new recording, it's going to change to 2, my video 2, and so on. We also can't forget to include our test. We're going to cut and paste this line into here, just so that we can test to see if the writer is open successfully. And that should be it. Our program should be fully complete. All the functionality is there, except we should add a little bit of cosmetic touch-ups here. We'd like to, kind of know what's going on in the code. So when we start recording, we'll let the user know that it's starting recording. So if recording equals true, we'll put a cout statement saying begin recording. And also we'll tell if recording, we can just say else. Recording paused. And also when the end button's pressed, we'll say new recording started. Alright, I think we're ready to test our program now. So click the compile button and record yourself a video. You can see in the top left corner that it's got the recording symbol. If I were to press R, it's going to pause the recording, and you see that the recording symbol goes away. Press R again, it'll start recording again. So let's just make a video. I'm going to hold up my hand, stop recording, hold up my other hand, start recording, stop. And then if we were to press N, it's going to start a brand new recording. You can see on the left there it says new recording started, and we have our red recording symbol in the top left corner. Now we can do the same thing. We can, pause the recording, start it again, pause it, and once we're done, make sure you click escape. Actually, one thing I should add is that this window, the one that shows the video feed, that one needs to be at the front of your screen if the keys are going to be are actually going to be sensed to be pressed. Because if we have, let's say, this window up and I press R, nothing's going to happen. I'm pressing it right now, but as soon as I bring this up and press R, it works. So just keep that in mind. And so I'll click escape, and we're going to go check out our files here just to make sure everything's running good. Go to our data folder. There we go. I do recall making 2 videos. We'll watch the first one. And yeah, it looks okay. It looks like everything's working out just fine. One thing I actually don't like about this program right now, and I'm gonna show you how to change that. It's pretty simple. I don't like that when you start the program it starts recording right away. So one way to fix that, and same with any program that you write, if you want something to happen only once when you first start up, we'll just say first run. We'll set it equal to true because it is the first run. Start new recording, we're going to set to false. And then we're going to head back down to our switch statement. We'll copy in this part right here, and we'll put it in when we press R. And it's only going to be when we press R for the first time. So let's be sure to test for if it's the first run. Then we'll paste in our line of code that we took from up there. And the only difference is that we don't need to increment anything. We just need to put my video 0, so that it starts at 0. And I hope that makes sense to you. We're gonna initialize the writer object on the very first time that the user clicks record, whether or not he's clicked N for a new one. Which actually brings me to that point. If the user is to press N before R, you always got to think of all the scenarios that could happen. If he presses N before, he presses R. Well, we're going to still test for if first run still equals true. We're going to set it to false, because then it's not the first run anymore, and we started a new recording. And if you notice that I used first run equals true here, and I just did first run, that's the same thing. Just as the same as this is if first run equals false, you can just put the not sign before it. So let's go ahead and test this one just to make sure I gave you nicely running code. Don't want to give you any errors. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's recording at this point. I'm going to press R. Alright, the recording has started. I can pause it, start again, and press N. New recording started. Pause and resume. Okay, and press exit. That about does it for this lesson. As always, thanks for watching. I'm glad you tuned in. Click here to subscribe to my channel for more videos. In the next video, we're actually going to be using our video recorder that we've made. We're going to be making a motion tracking camera, much like the modern security cameras that we have today. When it senses motion, it's going to start recording, and when no motion is detected, it's going to stop recording and save the video. So our hard work from today is going to pay off. So stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.